The mystery of soulmates. We were saying the original person became 12 gods, who then each became a man and a woman. They are called the 24 elders. In order to rule the nation efficiently, the 12 gods chose 12 assistants each, called the 144 chiefs. 2 chiefs, a man and his wife, are the heads of every clan, and there are 72 clans, 6 in every tribe. We were also saying every black person has a complement. A complement is a person who completes you. You may think as a man or a woman you are a complete person, but we are taught otherwise. We are taught the true meaning of the childish story about Eve coming from the rib of Adam. Although Adam and Eve refer to the light races, the part about the rib points to the way in which people are born on earth. Every 2 people of opposite gender are united as one in mind before birth. When they are born, they separate, one being born as a baby boy and the other somewhere as a baby girl. To the immature mind of white people, who are but yesterday's children compared to the eternalness of black people, the story of the separation of one mind into 2 was explained to them in a sort of picture book manner appropriate to the level of their mentality. They were taught that Eve came from the rib of Adam, or Adam from the rib of Eve, because the separation can be looked at either way. Every man is incomplete without a woman, and every woman is incomplete without a man. Each one becomes complete when he or she unites with his or her complement. This is divine love, as opposed to the fleshly or material love. Now, I'm not passing judgment on love. I'm not qualified to do that, nor is anyone else. I'm simply stating facts as they are known to me, so please bear with me. This question of complements is important for the understanding of why the ancient society was organized the way that it was. To continue, the 144 chiefs were given 1,000 assistants each called judges, and the total number of people on earth became 144,000, plus the 144 chiefs and the 24 elders. The reason they are called judges has to do with the purpose of the universe. They pass judgment on the state of the universe at periodic intervals as to how far it has come in the achievement of its purpose. We'll explain in more detail later. The judges had every town in complementary pairs as well, a wife and a husband being the 2 judges of each town. There were originally 72,000 towns, 6,000 in every tribe. This was a nation, brothers and sisters. It was serious business and serious organization. Black people filled the whole earth before Whitey came along. Don't buy into the lie that black people were only in Africa and Whitey discovered the rest of the world. Not true. We had 12 separate countries spread over the whole earth, from Asia to Africa to the Americas and Europe. Yes, even Europe. There was a time when the climate there was not icy and cold as it is today. Black people lived there and left the same type of monuments everywhere they lived. Take a look at the monuments of Egypt, which it is finally admitted were built by black people after many centuries of reluctance. This reluctance persisted for centuries despite the fact that Herodotus, the father of Caucasian history, stated very clearly 2,500 years ago that the ancient Egyptians were nappy-haired, midnight-skinned black people. And how did he know? He went there while black people were still living there and ruling their own country. In those days, Egypt was to the whole world what America is today. Everybody who was anybody went there for learning, culture, fortune, and fame, just as people today come to America from all over the world. It was taken for granted then, just as it is today among whites, that black people were the most advanced people on earth. Herodotus says so without shame. Whites in those days were still in the infancy of developing their sense of superiority, which is now fully mature, albeit completely false. Take a look at the monuments of ancient Egypt as an example of what our people built. Then search all over the world for similar monuments, and you'll find them on every continent. If you want to find where Americans have been in the world, don't you look for McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Ford automobiles? Those are Whitey's modern monuments that he leaves behind everywhere he goes. Black people left behind much more enduring monuments everywhere they lived. When you see megalithic stone structures so large that white people today look at them and say, "How did they do that?" Know without doubt when you see these monuments anywhere on earth that black people once lived there. This is true of Stonehenge in Britain, others in Europe and Asia, and the Great Walls of Central and South America, even in North America, i.e., all over the world. I hope you put this in a book. It's good to hear such a different perspective on these issues. I recently purchased a book called Song of the Stars by a Southern African man called VikTwa. Have you ever heard of him? If so, what do you think of his views? Thanks. Yes, I've heard of him. He's what today is called a shaman or medicine man, but in the ancient days was called a custodian of rituals. What view of his did you have in mind?